Welcome to our project room for today. So, this is a room that obviously had probably hundreds of holes in it at some point. So, Josh had originally filled in all the holes. He did a lot of sanding, some scraping, and kind of got frustrated and kind of left it. So, I quite excitedly agreed to take it over and see what I can do with it. And I can't wait to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and start this project by doing a little bit of scraping. Josh is in the other room doing some other work on a floor, so I apologize for the background noise. I actually find scraping to be kind of therapeutic, and sometimes once you start, you can't stop. That's the real danger. And yes, I do realize I'm using a chisel here. That's what I grab. And then once you have all the patches done, you come back in later once it's dry and you just want to kind of gently just sand off the edges, make sure everything is nice and smooth. Forrest was really excited to be able to help as well, and I just really love seeing him get to do all these house projects and learn new things.
Too hard. Skim the top. Finished work. I only worked till noon today, so just finished some lunch. I am still in my work clothes. I'm cleaning, so I'm gonna change into other work clothes and head over to the other house to do some work on the bedroom. And yeah, I got a couple hours before I have to pick up the kids from school, so let's do some work. I am gonna continue working on this room. So I got it all sanded down the other day, and now I need to basically, well, clean up the floor, all the stuff, and then I'm gonna take the air compressor and just blow off all of the walls and just get all of the sanded dust out of here. And the first thing I'm gonna need to do is work on this radiator. I'm gonna paint it, spray paint it black, and I found some really cool paint that I'm excited to try. It's a color shift paint. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. So I'm gonna get started on that. I have about 2 hours that I can work this afternoon before I have to go get the kids. So let's get cracking. Oh, and the other thing I'm gonna do fairly soon too is paint this closet. It's a very bright blue, so I'm gonna paint that with Kills. Paint the ceiling with Kills, and then I got trim paint for all the trim. So yeah, it's like one step at a time.
So here I am doing the great idea of putting a fan in the window to blow everything out. However, I neglected to actually open the outer window, so nothing is really blowing out. Great move, Angela. I was so excited to see these old cast iron radiators in this house. I grew up with them when I was a kid, and so it brings back good memories, and I wanted to make sure that I could try to keep this if possible. So I'm just right now blowing off the cobwebs and getting any loose stuff off.
Some flakes of paint I'd like to get off of here, but honestly I think short of taking it out and sandblasting it, I think that, I don't know. I think sandblasting it, obviously it would get all the paint off, but there's already like old drips and stuff from when it was painted before, so I think I'm just gonna get anything that's loose off and then just paint it with the black and it's just gonna be as good as it gets. All right, so I just kind of took a little razor blade and just chipped off any of the loose spots that I could, and I'm just gonna go with that. It's dirty, so now I'm gonna try washing it. There's, like I said, pressure washing, all sandblasting, all of those things are the ideal thing to do here, but I'm not gonna take it out. And so yeah, this is what I'm doing. I think I got all the chips off. Gonna wash it, and then once it dries, then I'll spray it with the black and then the color changing paint. I'm sure everyone will have opinions on whether I did or didn't do it the right way. This is just the way that I am gonna do it, so it'll stick. I already know that. The best part, I was shaking the wrong one. I'm supposed to be shaking the black one. So let's do this again. Okay. I'm using this high performance wheel paint because that's what I had already from when I painted my wheels on my vehicle. Obviously it's good for metal. I don't know why I'm nervous. I think I'm nervous because I know everyone's gonna be telling me I'm doing it too fast or whatever. The hardest part is going to be getting in the inside. I think it's going to take lots of coats. Whew, well, that is stinky. Well, I used up the rest of that can, so I don't know if I have more at the apartment or not, so I might have to go pick up some more, but yeah, I had to take a break. That was like very fumey, stinky. Here's what we're looking like so far. I kind of focused on getting on the inside really well to start with, so I don't see any drips, so that's good. I think it's gonna look really good when it's painted. I love the pattern on it. Like I said, it does kind of look kind of cool as it is, but obviously I'm not gonna leave it like that. But yeah, I think one more can of black, and then I have this color shift paint in blue. So I don't know if you can tell from the lid, but it's gonna be kind of like an oil slick color. I think it's gonna be really cool for a boy's bedroom.
So as you saw during my horrible singing performance, I went ahead and painted all the cracks in the ceiling around the squares, and now I'm going to go ahead and actually just roll the ceiling, which goes so much faster. Especially when we speed it up, so let's do that. I have 3 coats of color change paint, color shift paint. It's really starting to be noticeable now. I love it.
Well, the good news is we got the old carpet ripped out of here. Bad news is we were shoving it out the window and it kind of took the whole window out. So that's one way to do it. So I'm gonna start painting the trim. I got the ceiling all done, and I'm gonna start painting this upper trim today, and then I'll work on the lower trim around the window, and basically all the trim. The radiator is coming along really nicely. I have 3 coats of the color shift paint on there. I'm loving it. And we picked up we're gonna go with a lighter gray on the walls. So I picked up that paint today as well. So we're gonna see how far we get. Okay, back at the house again today. Hoping I can finish up the trim today. So then when I come back in a couple of days, I'll be able to just paint the walls and be done in here, which would be super exciting. I think one more coat on the trim, and then we have this closet, which is this blue that I don't really care for. It's very dark. There's not a light in this closet either, so I think I'm just gonna just paint it over with Kills for now. Probably the closet itself is just gonna be white, so it's nice and bright in there. And then these walls, I have a nice gray color for the walls, so I'm super excited. I feel like I should be able to get the trim today, and that way I'll be able to put the tape on it. I'll be back in 2 days and be able to put the tape on the trim and then just do the walls really quick. So let's get cracking. Today's the day. I think I'm finally gonna finish it. I have all day today to finish this room. Probably won't get carpeting because I still have to go and we're gonna look at remnants for carpeting because this room isn't super big, so I should be able to find a nice remnant that will fit in here just perfectly. I mean, with some cutting. I think we're gonna also carpet the closet, so there will be some cutting. But yeah, I'm excited. I have all day to just work in this room. I'm going to put a coat on that door trim. Then I'm gonna start taping, which taping takes a while. So then by that time, that door should be finished and dry, and then I can paint the walls, which is gonna be so exciting. And then I do still need to paint this closet with this horrible blue color. So I'm excited. I've been waiting for this day when you can finally like put the wall color on and you can really see it come together. I ordered a curtain rod and curtains for in here as well. The radiator looks great. I'm very happy with that color on the radiator. So let's get cracking. It's kind of beautiful outside too. It's like the end of the color season, but it's still pretty. So this is the view out of the window here. And the trees are still beautiful. I mean, there's even still some green down there, which is weird. I mean, you can see like these trees here have no leaves left. These are at the end of their color season. And then there's still green. So everything is a little strange this year, I feel like.
I decided to save you from a whole bunch of singing and just speed this part up. One of the hardest parts of this whole project, I think, has just been traveling back and forth from the apartment to this house. So having to remember everything. On the other hand, that is kind of a pro as well because we can just kind of leave the mess and come back to it when we're able. So there are pros and cons to not actually living in the space that you're renovating.
All right, now the fun part is all of the taping. Um, there's the option of using like a straight edge thing. So you can use, we have this paint shield thing, which I've used before. Josh had used this, I guess, in some of the other rooms. I've used it before on other projects, and I still I feel like it's more work because as you're painting, it works at first, but then the paint slowly gets on the backside, and then you're like dragging it, and it's just, if you're not like going and then like wiping it every time, I feel like it's a mess. So I prefer to just do tape. So yeah, now let's tape. Um, I've done a lot of painting in the past on a couple different houses. I've also, 1 year, fun fact, my job was painting motel rooms. So I don't remember how many I ended up doing, but we'll say like probably 20 motel rooms I completely painted the inside of one summer, and they're of course exactly the same color. So that was a very repetitive job, but I didn't get too tired of it. So I don't know if that tells you I'm simple-minded or I'm just, I find ways to entertain myself. Yeah, so I do have a lot of experience just painting rooms, but it's probably almost 10 years since I did all those. So I do need to get my taping rhythm back down, but I'm pretty confident in my skills. The hardest part in this room is there are two walls that have like the paneling. So that's gonna be the most time consuming part, is painting those, because I'm probably gonna have to brush in the cracks and then paint, but the other two walls should be super fast, so. I got everything taped off. I've had lunch. Now the long-awaited part, which is putting the color on the walls. I got a light gray, so I know it's gonna take a few coats, I assume. And I got a satin finish, I believe, or did I get the pearl finish? Let me look. Oh, satin pearl, same thing. So I got a satin finish, which is in between like a flat and a semi-gloss, I believe. So it'll have a little bit of sheen to it. But yeah, I never do flat paint in my opinion. So yeah, so now I get to do the fun part, and I'm really excited, if you can't tell. I'm excited for Forrest to see it too. I also had ordered curtain rod and curtains for this room, and those were just delivered from Walmart. So I might be able to get those up today. And yeah, yeah. I do have to paint this window yet too. And yeah, I'm using Benjamin Moore paint. The color is Bunny Gray, which is a very light gray with, I think, kind of a bluish tint to it, which will go nice with that radiator. Ooh, that's so weird. It looks just white in the can. I was hoping it to be a little bit darker. Well, hopefully once it's on the walls, it will look more gray. Because it looks gray when it's dry there, but shoot. Well, now I'm a little hesitant. Last before. I love this part. So the fun part is to try to get behind this radiator. I think it'll just clear. I'm a little nervous because obviously this radiator's sprayed. I just don't want to screw up. Most of it is like the part down in there, the inside. I'm having trouble with. What do you think? Looks good. Now we get to do the fun part and pull the tape. In the middle. Yeah. Looks good. So this is the door that goes here, and it had a hole kind of kicked maybe in the bottom. So Josh is gonna cut a little archway out of it and just make it be a little cat tunnel entrance into that room. So we're working with what we have. Eventually maybe we'll replace this door, but for now that's what we're going to do. Well, it's the next day. Can't tell because, this is just my painting shirt now, so it probably looks like it's just all the same day. But yeah, it's the next day after we pulled the tape. Don't mind the motorsports sounds in the other room for it's just playing a video game. Working on this closet now. That is 2 coats of primer. Finally covered that blue. I think one more hopefully and it'll do it. That's been the worst part. There's been like so many edging and cutting in and all the things. The window is now painted completely and I'll show you. And we took the old window, had a crack in it, so Josh took that window out, went and got a new piece of glass, completely sandblasted the old window frame that was old paint. And now I'm painting that before he puts in the new glass and caulks it in. And that's gonna look so nice and fresh. And yeah, I have a couple there's a little tiny spot of that needs gray up there where apparently the tape must have been covering, so not a big deal. Probably only I would notice, but I don't know. I want to do it the right way, so that's what we have left. It's a beautiful day. I moved my painting outside. Josh was able to cut out the little kitty door or the kitty tunnel, I guess, in this door. So now I'm going to paint it. It's very bright. But I am not going to complain about a last warm sunny day. Especially on a Sunday when I'm off of work. So Josh and Forrest are off doing little chores, cleaning up the yard, and then we're gonna haul a bunch of brick over and I think make a fire pit and maybe roast some hot dogs later, which I'm excited about as well. Today's project is trying to make a fire pit with stuff we already have.
So the next day we headed on down to the carpet store to look for a remnant that might fit into our room. The room was about 12 by 13 foot, which kind of eliminated a lot of options since most are usually 12 feet, but we finally found the one.
All right, it's a new day, just vacuumed out the floor. Got the carpet haul in here. So now I have to cut it and put it in. So very exciting. It's kind of like the final steps now.
Another fun challenge that we're facing is that this is quite an old home and the rooms are not exactly square. So when it comes to installing carpet, it can be a bit of a challenge when you're cutting around the radiators and cutting around the edges because it's not really easy. So I'm so glad that Josh was able to cut and do these things because I don't have any experience when it comes to cutting carpet. So I was quite happy to watch him and get some tips hopefully for the next time.
It's not that this house is straight either, probably.
So we have decided that we want a sauna for the winter. It is November 4th currently, just getting started. Do you think we can do it in time? I don't know. Stay tuned to find out.